and welcome back to Magic ASMR. If you're new here, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Today, I will tell you a couple of interesting things about a cemetery that I recently visited. I have recently visited Poland and a city called Wrocław. And amongst the things that I have visited, I also went to the Museum of Cemetery Art, which is in fact a cemetery. I took loads of pictures, as you can see for yourself, and I tried to look for some kind of stories, like ghost stories or paranormal stories that happened there, but I couldn't find anything, either in English or Polish. So the next interesting things that I'm going to tell you, I found on two Polish blogs. So I will link those down below if you want to check them out. So let's begin. Since 1991, the old Jewish cemetery has been open to visitors as the Museum of Cemetery Art. It is the only preserved necropolis from the turn of the 19th and 20th century in Wrocław. It is also an original and unique complex of tombstone sculptures and small architecture, harmoniously coexisting with properly maintained and carefully cared for greenery. The appearance of tombstones and tombs has undergone gradual changes over the years, from traditional densely placed matzevot to bold family tombstones. Matzeva or matzevot or maseba, which is a Hebrew term, is a term used in the Hebrew Bible for a sacred pillar or a type of a standing stone. The latter show the influence of architecture from almost all periods, from antiquity through the Middle Ages and Art Nouveau to modernism. The symbolism used is also rich, both secular and religious. The first burial in the cemetery took place in 1856 and the last one in 1942. At the time, the necropolis was enlarged 3 times. In 1975, it was entered in the city register, and since 1988, it has been operating as a museum. Currently, the area of the cemetery is almost 5 hectares, on which there are approximately 12,000 tombstones. The old Jewish cemetery is one of the few preserved monuments related to the history of the Jewish community in Wrocław, which, due to its position and wealth, had a huge impact on the economic and cultural development of Wrocław. The orderly appearance of the cemetery and the grandeur of some of the tombstones are, amongst others, the result of the Haskalah. Many eminent figures of political, scientific, and cultural life of that time are buried in the cemetery. What distinguishes the Wrocław cemetery? Thanks to the Haskalah, often termed Jewish Enlightenment, which was an intellectual movement among the Jews of Central and Eastern Europe, with a certain influence on those in Western Europe and the Muslim world. The Wrocław cemetery acquired a slightly different character. As a result, the revival of the Jewish community through the development of culture, education, reform, and rapprochement with the German nation was promoted in the strongly Europeanized 19th century Wrocław. Hence, inscriptions in German and secular symbols appear on many graves. Jewish tombs took different forms at different times, from a pile of stones through a single whitewashed stone to monumental tombs, as can be found to this day in the Kidron Valley in Jerusalem, where Absalom and Zechariah are buried. According to the Jewish tradition, the marking of the graves was to protect priests from uncleanness caused by entering the cemetery or unintentionally walking on the ground where people are buried. However, the Jewish tradition was influenced by the surrounding cultures, which are Greek and Roman. At Beth Sherim in Galilee, where there is a huge necropolis from the 2nd to the 4th century, on the walls of the tomb rooms or sarcophagi, next to purely Jewish symbols, there are universal symbols used in the ancient world, such as wreaths, birds, or fruit vessels. Since the 16th century, we have been witnessing the flourishing of the modern tradition of decorating matzevot. Artistic motifs became an important and sometimes the dominant element of the tombstone. The richness of the symbolic content is striking here. References to sadness and mourning, death and passing away, as well as symbols related to the life of the deceased, carrying information about their social status, personal qualities, profession, etc. So, that's all I could find that was at least interesting to me. Funny enough, when we exited the cemetery, we saw 2 black cats. I don't know if you watched my previous video on the other cemetery that I did. Well, I did another 2, but my last video, I'll link it up, where I saw another black cat just as we were leaving. So we were quite surprised, and obviously I did take pictures of both cats, and then another picture of just one of them who kind of crossed in front of us. So I'll put those pictures here so you can see. But that's all I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I do wish you a very good day or night.